Diversities in Diverse Location, Chapter 10. For introduction, this chapter will focus on the cultural diversities in all the countries we travel to as ambassadors of Filipino music and culture from 1988 until the present.
Hatid Saya. Yung Hatid Saya po ay concert tour na dinadala yung mga Filipino celebrities, singers, and entertainers para pumili ng bansa kung saan mataas yung concentration ng mga OFWs. Dinisenyo po ito para sa mga OFWs nakakalipat pa lang abroad para magtrabaho. Hatid Saya 1988. Summary of the story. After daw po niya mag-left sa una niyang hotel job sa Hyatt Regency sa Manila bilang Director for Human Resources, nag-line produce po siya ng TV program sa ABS-CBN Channel 2 na may title na Overseas Unlimited para po sa growing number of OFWs. Ito daw po ay nagte-telecast kada linggo 11 a.m. hanggang 1 p.m. hosted by Noli De Castro at Angelic Lazo. Ang program po na ito ay mainly public service, pero merong entertainment component para sa mga Pilipinong gustong pumunta sa ibang bansa para maging performers, musicians, singers at dancers. Yung program din daw po na ito ay naghantong sa close partnership sa government agencies in charge sa overseas workers. Yung una po ay ang OWA or Overseas Workers Welfare Administration at POEA or the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration. Ito pong mga agencies na ito ay parehas supportive sa program para makatulong makahanap ng legit na trabaho at i-report ang mga illegal recruitment ng mga notorious na agencies at individuals. Ang illegal recruitment daw po ay laging nasa isa sa mga seryosong krimen na nakakabiktima ng madaming Pilipino. Karamihan ay mga mahihirap na gustong mag-apply abroad para mapaganda ang kanilang buhay. Ang program daw po na ito ay marami na-expose na illegal recruiters. Karamihan ay napakulong para pagbayaran ang kanilang kasalanan.
At that time, the most popular and the most requested host comedian was Bert Tawa Marcelo. Noong time nga po na yun, isa sa sikat at requested ng tao ang host comedian na si Bert Tawa Marcelo. We engaged Bert Marcelo to host this overseas concert series that will take us 1 full month to mount. In-engage siya na mag-host overseas kasama sina Dulce, Noah Villa, Ricky Belmonte, Camille Victoria, and yung comedy duo at the Pork Chop. One of the strangest preparations we had to undertake was to ensure that no one from our musical presentations was going to offend our host or portray anything against their culture and traditions. Patawag na strangest preparations po kasi ang bansa po na pagperforman nila ay mga Middle East countries of Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, and the United Arab Emirates. Sinigurado ng mga host na hindi sila magiging against sa culture and traditions nila. Kaya naging strange kasi isa sa mga host ang dala nilang name ay the Pork Chop Duo. In these predominantly Muslim countries, people do not eat pork because it's against their faith. The production team was in a quandary even before leaving Manila as to how we were going to introduce the Pork Chop Duo. Alam naman natin ang mga Muslim countries ay hindi kumakain na naman ng baboy or pork kasi against iyon sa pananampalataya nila. Nagalangan yung production team bago umalis ng Manila kasi iniisip nila paano nila i-introduce ang the Pork Chop Duo. To settle the issue and not to stress ourselves out during the tour, we decided that while in the Middle East, the Pork Chop Duo will be known as the Lamb Chops Duo. And para masettle yung issue at hindi na din nila i-stress yung sarili nila habang nasa tour, nag-decide sila na habang nasa Middle East sila, yung name na the Pork Chop Duo will be known as the Lamb Chops Duo. Inadapt nila yung pamumuhay ng mga taga Middle East. They decided to be safe rather than sorry. End of this strange story.
Hatid Saya 1989. The 1988 concert tour was such a huge success that Filipinos based in all these countries as OWA to bring back the tour in 1989. Geneva, Switzerland was added to the list of concert tour stopovers, and artist Cherry Hill was also invited to join the group. When the group was in Amsterdam and on our rest day, Bert Marcello invited everyone to join him on a tour to the cities famous or infamous, depending on which side of moral compass you belong. Red light district. Since most of us were all first timers in Amsterdam, we were all walking together side by side, enjoying the unique culture unfolding right in front of our eyes. We would look at some of prostitutes in their windows, dressed to attract their customers, and loudly wonder among ourselves how many customers they service a day. Bert Marcello, the leader of this intriguing walking tour, chanced upon a one-lady prostitute he found amusing because she was black and voluptuous. After about a minute of our group staring at her, the prostitute backed out of the glass window and angrily commanded Bert and the rest of us to get the hell out of her window frontage.
Kamustahan concert tours of 2004, 2005, and 2006. These concerts were still aimed at Filipino overseas, but this time we expanded our reach to the Asia-Pacific region and North America. These tours were not just about music and entertainment. They were about connecting with Filipinos overseas and embracing the diverse culture that they encountered along the way. These were the cities the Kamustahan concert traveled to: London, Amsterdam, Vienna, Rome, Kuwait, Manama, Dubai, Muscat, Sydney, Melbourne, Saipan, Guam, San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Las Vegas, New York, New Jersey, Atlantic City, and Vancouver. The Kamustahan Concert Tour series featured the following performers: the Apo Hiking Society, Jolina Magdangal, Rico J. Puno, Francis Magalona, Dulce, Nanette Inventor, Geneva Cruz, Ogie Alcacid, and Aramina. When the concert in Kuwait started, while Miss Geneva Cruz was performing, there was one incident that stands out, where the performance was unexpectedly interrupted. The interruption came from the Kuwaiti police, who felt the performance was a bit too provocative. They expressed concerns about Geneva's attire, considering it too revealing. They were advised to cover Miss Geneva's knees and shoulders to align with local culture norms. Because the people of Kuwait may have a misunderstanding, others may think that their culture is being disrespected. Even though the people watching them are all Filipinos, they still need to be aware of the culture of the country they are visiting to avoid unintentional disrespect. Geneva was obviously shaken, but as a real trooper and believing in the age-old showbiz adage, the show must go on, and the police have also told them not to repeat that offense. After a brief 15-minute interruption, Geneva Cruz returned to the stage. The eager Filipino audience welcomed her back, and the concert continued. It was a relief to both the audience and their team that the show could proceed. After the concert, they invited the Kuwaiti police to join them for dinner, as if nothing had happened. It was a moment that emphasized that despite the initial hiccup, mutual respect and understanding transcend cultural differences. For the moral of the story is, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. This incident, along with others we encountered during our concert tours, serve as a reminder of the importance of cultural sensitivity and awareness. We learned that The cultures and tradition can vary significantly from one country to another and even within different regions of the same country. It's crucial to respect and adapt to these differences when working and performing abroad.
Reflections. 5 takeaways from this chapter. 1. Be an expert about the culture and traditions of a country you decide to work or live in. Ang pagiging expert sa kultura at mga tradisyon ng bansang pinipili natin magtrabaho o tumira ay mahalaga upang magkaroon ng maunawaan at pakikisalamuhang maganda sa mga lokal ng lugar. Ito ay nagbibigay ng respeto at pagpapahalaga sa kanilang mga paniniwala, kaugalian at pamamaraan ng buhay. Sa pamamagitan nito, maiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng mga hindi tamang pag-uugali na maaaring makasakit sa mga relasyon at oportunidad sa bansa. 2. Do not judge lest you be judged. Treat all people with dignity, including those that have chosen to work as sex service providers. Mahalaga na hindi tayo manghusga sa ibang tao, kabilang na ang mga nagpasyang magtrabaho bilang mga sex service provider, dahil bawat isa sa atin ay may iba't ibang mga dahilan at sitwasyon sa buhay. Kinakailangan natin pairalin ang tunay na pag-unawa at paggalang sa kapwa. Hindi natin dapat isipin na ang isang trabaho o propesyon ay nagbibigay ng lubos na pagkaalam sa personalidad o pagkatao ng isang tao. Sa halip, mag-focus sa pagtiyak na ang bawat individual ay ginagalang at pinapahalagahan bilang tao. 3. In countries where religious and cultural traditions are observed by the majority of the people, behave and act accordingly to show respect for their practices. Sa mga bansa kung saan ang mga religious and cultural traditions ay pinapanatili ng karamihan ng tao, mahalaga na tayo ay magpakumbaba at mag-adjust sa iba't ibang mga kaugalian at pamamaraan ng buhay. Dapat nating igalang at sundin ang mga regulasyon at mga batas na nagpapanatili ng kanilang paniniwala at kultura. Pag-aralan ng mga kaugalian at pamamaraan ng buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagdalo sa mga seremonya at mga pagsasalita kasama ang mga lokal na tao. Sa pamamagitan ng ganitong paraan, magiging mas maluwag at epektibo ang ating pakikisalamuha sa bansa. 4. Plan ahead and talk to other countrymen, to your fellow Filipinos who already know more about the culture you are about to assimilate into. Sa pakikipag-usap at pakikipagplano sa kapwa Pilipino, lalo na sa mga taong mas nakaalam tungkol sa kultura na haharapin natin, importante ang pagiging bukas sa pakikinig at pagtanggap ng mga impormasyon. Kailangan nating ipakita ang interes sa kanilang kultura at kaugalian na maaaring gawin sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanong at pagpapahayag ng respeto. Dapat nating maging handa na matuto at mag-adjust sa mga pagkakaiba at maging maluwag sa iba't ibang mga pananaw at tradisyon. Ang pag-unawa at paggalang ay mahalaga para sa maayos na ugnayan at pagkakaroon ng maayos na relasyon sa mga taong makakasalamuha natin. 5. Choose a local to become your culture mentor, someone who will be happy to answer all the questions you might have about their traditions and practices. Mahalaga na piliin natin ang isang lokal na magiging ating pangalawang mentor sa kultura. Isang taong masaya at handang sagutin ang lahat ng tanong tungkol sa kanilang mga tradisyon at pamamaraan ng buhay upang mapalalim ang ating kaalaman at pag-unawa. Ang mga lokal na ito ay maaaring manguna sa mga cultural immersion activities, magbigay ng mga gabay o rekomendasyon at magbahagi ng kanilang personal na karanasan sa pamamagitan ng pagkakaroon ng lokal na mentor. Mas mapapabilis tayong matutong mahalin at maunawaan ang kultura at tradisyon ng lugar na ating tinitirhan.